This video will explain why Pandeism overcomes another significant argument often raised in favor of atheism, the God of the gaps argument. Atheism has been defined earlier in this series as the lack of belief in a God, or incomparable metaphysical systems. The God of the gaps argument proposes that theistic conceptions of God typically use a metaphysical device to explain those things that are not understood, simply because they are outside the bounds of the science of the time. For example, when man was still ignorant of the origin of lightning bolts, fire, and sickness, humans made up stories of a superpowered version of themselves hurling lightning bolts from the heavens, other superpowered versions of themselves creating fire, and putting it in the hands of man, and invisible demons causing plagues. As time went on, and such ignorance faded, these kinds of miracles once attributed to gods became understood as merely natural phenomena. So it is said that there is an incredible shrinking God, one that accounts for less of our world every day. It has even been suggested that Pandeism is itself an ultimate God of the gaps conception, because it provides an absolute model of the necessary activity of the Creator, boiling it down to only that which would be absolutely necessary of such a Creator, that being power and intellect exactly sufficient to design and initiate a universe in which all operational processes are reducible to scientific principles that can be discovered. Contrary to this supposition, it must be observed that Pandeism was first formally named and described over 200 years ago, long before the discovery of scientific principles such as evolution by natural selection, the expansion of the universe, electromagnetism, radioactive decay, and the germ theory of disease. And so, it cannot be said that Pandeism exists as a response to the scientific explanations of the universe which it actually preceded, even as these discoveries have dealt a heavy blow to theistic fairy tales. And, even more important is the fact that the strains of thought composing Pandeism were envisioned by philosophers among the Milesians of ancient Greece, over 3,000 years ago, and by Hindu philosophers as much as 4,000 years ago. Rather than Pandeism arising to provide a God limited to that which science cannot explain, it is the other false religions that have fallen away as science revealed a universe fundamentally in harmony with Pandeism. Finally, it must be observed that Pandeism is fully accepting of science as revealing the means by which the universe operates. It is not a model that claims to explain the hows of the universe, but rather to explain the one necessary thing which mere scientific investigation never can, why anything exists at all, and why everything is able to exist just as it does, and what is our purpose within this universe.